Hey Suburban Psychics, welcome back. This week I'm actually going to do some answers that I took in Paddington for a recent meetup. I thought it'd be a great idea to start a meetup group because it can be really fun to connect with other people who think the way you do and believe in the things you do and want to experiment and play with stuff. So I set up a meetup group and we had our first meetup yesterday, and we did a workshop kind of thing first where I talked about intuition itself, the different forms of intuition and how it can show up and how you can identify it, how to get in touch and connect with your own intuition, do's and don'ts around that, and how to ask great questions. So we spent about 45 minutes to an hour doing that, and then we all went out into the wild, into Paddington markets and the surrounds to find our own answers and our own oracles. And I put to the group an invitation that I would answer questions for anybody that wanted me to do so for them, and 5 of the group did. So I then spent the next hour finding oracles to answer those questions. So I've decided to split those over 5 weekly sessions and just show you guys what I found. So the first question came from just to maintain privacy, because I didn't ask people if they wanted to be I said I was going on YouTube, but I didn't ask their permission to use their names. So I'm just going to say Meetup Person number 1. Meetup Person number 1 said, what action do I need to take to find my place in the world now? And she then later indicated that she's gone through an enormous amount of transition and change, and what she's realized is the current career that she's in doesn't nurture and sustain her, and she's kind of wondering what next and which way forward and how to find her place in the world. So the first thing I was drawn to out and about was a crystal jewelry stand, and I was so drawn to it I bought one. I'm wearing it today. I loved it. But what drew me to the stand and made me realize it was an oracle for Meetup Person number 1 is the uniqueness of the design. And what jumped out at me as an oracle for this person was be unique, respect your uniqueness, follow your own passion. I often notice at markets somebody comes along with a new style or design of something, jewelry or craft, and within a couple of months other people have replicated the design. But I really always feel you can spot the difference between a craftsperson who's following their passion, being completely unique and expressing that creative talent, and somebody who's kind of paying homage to that and replicating that design. And what I wanted this person to focus on from this oracle was be your unique expression. And that way you do find your place in the world, because your place in the world is you. The second thing I noticed, and I'll show that picture now. I should have shown you the first picture, sorry. Let's do those 2 pictures together. So the second thing I found was artwork. It was art on canvas. And what I noticed and what came to me straight away was, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. The artist has a very unique style. He replicates that style, and you can see from the shot I took, the ladies are all very similar, but they have different kind of colors and gowns and things on. But what jumped out to me was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I wrote, do what comes easily. This is this person's style, and he's just replicating is not quite the right word, but he's following his own style. And I wanted Meetup Person number 1 to be aware that there are some aspects of their skill set that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes when we're trying to find our place in the world or find a new direction, we tend to sort of throw everything out that we've ever been and done to look for something new. And we shouldn't be throwing everything out. There are some amazing skills and talents that we have. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to fix it. So retain those things that are your strengths. Build on your strengths and build those strengths into something new. The third thing I got was this, I'll show the picture now. So the third thing was this great little flying pig. These two little girls, or three little girls actually, had the pig, and they were playing with the pig and talking to the pig. And I said, hey, do you mind if I take a picture? And two of the girls insisted on being in the picture. I've pixelated their faces out because obviously I don't have their permission or their parents to be putting their faces out in the public space. But they told me their names, which I didn't ask for their names because I thought that wouldn't have been very appropriate. Told me their names were, the first little girl said, I wrote it down, her name was Trouble. She introduced her other friends as Naughty and Stinky, but then Stinky reintroduced herself as Perfect. But they were great. And when I saw the pig, I sort of glanced at it first, and then I couldn't stop but look back again, and I realized, oh, I've got to photograph this pig. He's an oracle. And what came to me was like, when pigs fly, obviously. But what I was thinking about was, some people sort of say, oh yeah, that'll happen when pigs fly. And that's the end of the story for them. It's done. It's never going to happen, in their opinion. Other people think about the phrase when pigs fly, and they create toys with pigs with wings. They create animated films in which pigs fly. So there are certain circumstances in which pigs do fly. And I wanted Meetup Person number 1 to be creative in that way and to not be kind of stymied by, well, that's going to happen when pigs fly. Well, find another way of making the pigs fly, because that's going to take you into a new direction and help you find your place in the world. So those were the 3 oracles I found for Meetup Person number 1, and I hope that everybody else got something out of it. She said they definitely provided some terrific guidance for her on the question, so that was terrific. And we'll move on to Meetup Person number 2 for our next video.